What's going on, y'all? The anxious generation. Are we raising strong kids or soft kids? We talking gentle parenting, smartphones, safe spaces. We've redefined parenting, y'all. We doing it completely different in this day and age. But have we accidentally created the most anxious and fragile generation ever? Hey, I got my man, I don't know what his name is. DJ Walk, Jason Walker, whatever his name is. He's here today. We're going to get into it. Let's go.
Welcome to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast with your host, Dr. Myron Edmonds.
Hey, we back. We
Yeah,
back.
we
We
are
back. We
back.
back.
We are back. We are back. We are back.
We back. We back.
To be back. Feels good to be
Welcome,
back.
welcome everybody to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. I'm here with I'm telling you, I'm confused every week. I don't know what his name is. Dude, like Diddy, man. He changed his name all the time. Pause. He changed his name. Who are you today? I see you got Run with DJ Walk. That's your
That's my IG handle because I'm trying to, get these. Well, I got a nice amount. Not as many followers as you though, but so I'm trying
to get it up.
Yeah, trying to
Pause. It says but look, his name is like a conflation of all of his identities. Did y'all know that Jason used to be a legit runner? This dude was sponsored by Nike. Was like an Air Max guy.
Used to be.
Listen, I'm here today, man, to put that mirror back in front of you. You're not used to be. That's who you are, brother. That's who you are.
Used to be. Want to get back to it though.
Listen, man. I'm gonna be like these modern parents, man, telling their kids, "You can do it. You can do it. You can do anything if you put your mind to it."
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man. Listen, today's podcast is sponsored by the Men's Winning Circle. And listen, man, we got something special coming up for you guys. I keep putting up the wrong thing, but I'm gonna find it in a minute. But we had an amazing conference, Jason, didn't we? Conference was
beautiful,
amazing.
life changing. If you wasn't there,
have we been on here since the conference? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Anyway, since the conference, maybe you all didn't know this, but since the conference, we got so much good feedback from it that folks are like, we need to run that thing back. And people who missed it were like, yo, I need to be there. So look, if you weren't at the conference, we got a 2.0 sequel virtual event coming up this Tuesday. And it's happening at 7:30 p.m. It's called Money, Sex, and Power 2.0. It's the virtual event. And so we got some of our main speakers that were at the conference who are going to be speaking at this event. And it's going to be more interactive, more questions, all that good stuff. So go to the website right now, get your spot, go to www, make sure you put www in there, www.menswinningscircle.com/money, sex, power. Again, go to www.menswinningscircle.com/MSP. I said money, sex, and power. My bad. MSP. That's for money, sex, and power. It's right there on the screen. Shout out to the Winning Circle Conference, to the team. They did a phenomenal job. It was amazing all the way to the end. I could tell Jason about the end. He wasn't there, but he wasn't there on day. I think days. Which day you wasn't there? I think it was like 2 days. You missed like most of the conference. I think it was like most of that.
I just wasn't there Saturday. I was there Thursday, Friday. I just wasn't there Saturday. I had a prior engagement. Let me stop you right there though, because we have one more.
When people say that, say what you was at a prior engagement.
We got one more sponsor real quick. We got
who's that?
The Men's Breakthrough. Okay.
Oh, man.
Listen, if you do not have this book, you need to get this book. This is a great men's devotional. This is a phenomenal men's devotional. I've actually commandeered a couple copies of this from Myron, which he does not know. I'm not selling the bootleg version, but I actually got a couple versions myself. And every brother I give this to, I done gave this out to 2 brothers so far. Every brother I give this to, they text me, call me, and they tell me how phenomenal this book is. So do not play yourself. It is a great devotional for men. Phenomenal life application. I'm telling you, every time I read a day, it feels like it's speaking directly to something I'm going through. And I really, it's not a lot of good things this guy has done in his life, but one of the good things he has done one of the extra things he has done in his life was write this book. I don't know if he was in the quiet place, he locked himself in his prayer closet. I don't know what was going on, but every day he was on the money with this book. Let me put it up again. Go to Amazon. Get you a copy of this book. It's an amazing read. All right.
Yo, that the way he just set me up, man, to take away all the vitriol that I have for I listen, I'm coming for his neck today. I'm coming for his neck today. Because I gotta share with y'all this text message. I gotta share with y'all this text message this my man sent me. But man, he just stole my thunder, man. Like he took away the wind. He took the wind out of my sails, man. That man just heaped love on me.
He was about to start hating, and then I had to put the love on you.
Man, I mean,
but you was about to start hating. You probably still about to start hating. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and get your hate off. Man. Go ahead.
No. I just gotta say, man, my brother, man, he's always looking out for me, man. Always looking out for me. There's never a time as I'm pulling up my text messages.
Okay,
my man Jay, he don't look out for me, man. He's just that dude, man. So lately, man, I've been having a few situations and circumstances with my Amazon account where I've been ordering things, and all this stuff was before the conference. I've been putting in orders, books, stuff I've needed. And man, for whatever reason, man, my Amazon account is still set. I know I changed it, but anyway, it's still set to go to my former address in Ohio, in Cleveland Heights, which is, thank God, it's only about less than probably 5 minutes away from where Jason lives. So of course,
3 minutes. 3 minutes. It's real convenient. Let's put that out.
It's very convenient, man. My man always comes through. I'll be like, yo, Jay, I sent some books there by mistake. I need them joints. And early on, my man was like, I got you. But after a while, I think it kind of got a little excessive. So, man, I think
it got very excessive. Okay, let's not be coy with the word.
It kept happening over and over again.
Right.
It kept happening. So, man, I sent like 5 boxes of books, man.
Oh, no. Stop the cat. He sent like 6 to 8 boxes of books. Okay, now let's continue the story.
So I sent like 6 to 8 copies of books, whatever. And I need to find this text, man. Walker, Edmonds. Come on. I know where that text thread is. I want to find it, man. Anyway, so I'm like, yo, there it is. So I said, yo, Jay, I need those books because the neighbor told me that he was going to set them outside. But Cleveland weather, man, it rained out that joint. So I'm like, my man, I need you to go that's money. I need you to go get them books.
Let's get into it. Yes, sir.
I could tell by the first text, my man was not happy about the request. All right, and let me just tell you about Juanita and Jason and the whole family, the mother, the father, everybody. Jason's dad, his daughter, none of them Negroes answer their phone. Terrible. They're awful, especially his wife. His wife is horrible. Oh, the whole family. I'm desperate. Like, yo, it's raining. I need to protect these books. I sent my man gets out there and he tells me, he's like, yo, these books, I don't know, man, they destroyed. Now, this is before he looked at them. He confirmed they're not destroyed. My man repackaged, shout out to Jay. My man repackaged the books. He said, I got you. Listen, he said, I got you. You my man. He repackaged them, put them in new boxes.
Yeah.
Y'all got to hear this. Went to the UPS or wherever he went.
Yeah.
Then my man sent me a Cash App. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on.
For sure.
I got a question for the audience.
For sure.
Is that what brothers do? Is that how we do? Because see, there's an inconsistency here because my wife just sent a text message a few days ago to the same family that I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
And so look, this on November the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
I see this is what Jason say to me. Send me the Cash App, Ninja. Ain't nothing free in this world, homie. Hey, yo. So Shanae, hold on. Shanae right after that. Hey, just checking to see if y'all able to make it to Taylor's pageant and the family is willing to go. I mean, this is what we do. I mean, come on, man. All right, and then if something happens and Jason is like, send me the address. I'm coming through. And then, I see another text here in November. It says, yo, Jay, Sinead got some mail from the IRS that came to the old house. It's in the same spot last time. Can you go scoop it for me? Yep, I'll mail it, but the other stuff.
Yeah.
No, but listen,
No hesitation.
when it comes to Sinead, no Cash App. When it comes to me, when it comes to me, listen. Listen, man.
You are getting charged.
What? Why?
You are getting charged. Sinead, no. But you, sir, you are. Let's not be confused about this. You, sir, are getting charged.
Look at this.
For
All
sure.
of these things. Yo, I sent the package to my old house by mistake again. I need you, bro. Can you please go get it and bring it?
Crazy.
Text message response is, dude. I'm like, bro, go get it. Bro, I'm at work.
Yeah. So let's unpack this, right? Where Myron lives, it is a traditional Jewish community, right? It's a very traditional Jewish community. They walk around in their black garbs, their tall black hats. It's very Jewish mafia like, right? Now, I come from Youngstown, Ohio. I'm not scared of. It takes a lot to scare me, right? And I'm not scared of these people neither, but they do be walking around there very mobbish, like they own the whole. Do they own the whole street? I think they own like every.
They got their own security.
Yeah. Say it again. They got what?
They got their own security.
They got their own security.
Shout out Willie Spears. What's up, boy? The answer's in my new book, Fathers Matter.
So hold on.
Right. Hey, but listen, before we go to your book, Willie, we gonna put some science out here today.
All right, so let's.
Like a hater, man. He's
walking these people's backyard at night, right? We got me walking up on these people's house at night, probably 3 or 4, like once or twice a month. Like I'm just steadily driving past, walking behind their lawns. It's just crazy, right? So I'm like, dude, come on.
This cap. He don't gotta walk in their yard. Stop it.
I gotta walk all the way down their driveway. They looking at me all crazy. I'm going at night. I'm just like, man, you see what happened to Trayvon, bro? You try to turn me into Trayvon out here, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh boy. Okay.
This night it was raining, cardboard all wet, boxes falling apart. This dude be asked, listen, if you are close to the Edmonds family, okay, it is going to cost you your time and money. It is going to cost you your time and money, okay?
Well, it ain't gonna cost my wife. Listen to this. Sinead, free. Sinead, this is free for you. This is easy. You know, you got he talking about I gots to pay. Freaking 8 boxes in the freaking rain. Retaping.
Shout out to Sinead Edmonds. That's like my sister. You're like my brother, but Sinead free for sure.
Listen, I'm just telling. I want the audience to know right now. If Jay ever need me to come through for him, I got him. I ain't sending him no Cash App. I'm gonna tell you. I wish I could show you on my screen how many Cash App requests I get from this man on some foolishness. $15 for Cash App. Come on, man. What are we doing?
But did you add up all? Listen, what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to get the boxes because the boxes had the price on it, and I want you to add them all up and then add what I asked for in the Cash App. I put the surge on it.
Yeah, there's definitely a service charge on it. So do you have any man laws?
Yes, real quick. So, real quick, man law. So it is coming to spring and summer, right? So we are putting away our Timbs. We're still keeping out the hoodies. Basically what I'm saying is we're getting rid of our winter attire, our winter apparel, the scarves, the knitted hats, right? We're getting rid of those. So I'm saying that to parlay into this. If you are a man, how far can I push this age? I'll say if you're a man 30 and up, I don't want to see none of y'all grown men wearing these ski masks. wearing these YN ski masks. I don't want to see none of you grown men out here wearing these YN ski masks, okay? First of all, it is summer outside.
Mhm.
Second of all, you're too old to be walking around in a ski mask. Third of all, listen, don't walk up on no grown man with no ski mask on.
That's
Take
facts,
off
bro.
the ski mask. Take off.
Mm.
I see these dudes, man. I know their age, walking around in the mall, shopping, grocery store. They got the ski mask. Listen,
Now
man.
you on it today, man. I don't
Listen, why
understand
do
this
y'all be
bullshit.
using COVID for excuse? COVID, I'm not saying it's over, but it's not the hot topic in the rise of cases. It was what 4 years ago now, 2020.
Yeah. What is with these ski masks? What
COVID
are we
is not a
doing?
land roll. Hold on, let me cook, Myron. Don't be you be cutting me off too.
I'm
Let
sorry.
me cook.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Let me cook. All right, so the rise of COVID cases are down. COVID's not such of a hot topic right now. Take off the ski mask, okay? Even if you're a young man, take these ski masks off. They look ridiculous. Now they got ski masks with different little fashions on them. Then they got the knitted ski masks, and they got the ones with. Definitely don't let me catch you with no ski mask, no sparkle, or no bedazzled ski mask. I've seen a couple of those too. Wrapping this up, if you are a man 30 and up, I'll say 27 and up, you are not a YN, okay? You are not a YN. You're a grown man. You're a GN. You're a grown man. Take this mask off.
That's a word.
There you go.
You cooking. You know, it's funny you say that because I just saw this the other day, Jay. I'm like, oh, bro, now the way that things have evolved, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but
Right.
when I was growing up, you know, of course, we were sagging, you know what I'm saying? And then,
Were you sagging? Because I seen a couple pictures of you growing up.
Yeah. I didn't do the. I mean, I didn't have the joints that much like some people, but you always put a little sag in there. You know what I'm saying? You always, you can never have that joint just, you know, yoked up.
Out. Yeah,
I'm different now. You know what I'm saying? I do. I mean, but and my dad was like, "Yo, that's not a good look. You look like," and he'd be always like, "Pull your pants up, boy. You look like you in prison." He said, "You know what that means, don't you? You know all that stuff. You know." But the ski mask is the worst thing a black man can do. They already feel like we're criminals, and we're walking around with ski masks on. What do they call it? I think they call the official terms like baklavas or whatever.
Yeah.
I rock them in Cleveland in the winter. But even then, when you go to a store,
like the full blown.
Oh no! I'm talking about the ones with the guys. You know them joints that go around their mouth and around their eyes. These dudes are walking around with them joints with shorts on.
I know. YN culture is taking over, bro. YN culture is taking over, man. We got to shift this thing back to the respectable black man, dude. We got to shift it back. This YN culture is taking over.
You think a man, if he have gray hair, he should have? If a man have gray hair, like if his hair starts to gray, should he still be wearing cornrows?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Sometimes, man, the cornrows just be a look. It'd be a look, man. It'd be a look. But cornrows.
There's some YN looks on some of these grown men need to be stopped, bro.
The ski mask is one of them. One of them is the ski mask, bro. At
what point do we stop wearing Jordans, though? Like,
I hate this conversation, man. Look, I just got into this conversation, man, with some guys in my group chat, man. Listen, I am wearing Jordans because I am healing from my childhood. Okay, understand? Okay, I grew up not having everything. Okay, I grew up not having.
But are you gonna be 60? Are you gonna be in your 60s still rocking them joints?
Listen, man, I want all the Jordans I could have when I was growing up, bro. I don't care.
You're not 60. You're not 60. You're 40, listen, 44, whatever it is.
Hey, listen, even in the conference, Myron, just in the mall, I came up on some flu games, man, for retailing. I was so excited, bro. I was like,
I think it's all right for you. I saw that. Now I'm jealous now. I'm like, what's funny? The other day I was like,
you should have got it, right? You should have got it. Yeah.
Yo, but I'm gonna tell you though, you're still young. Maybe to me, we're all Gen X like ish
Yeah.
millennials. It gets to that point though. It gets to that point
Don't.
where because they
Jordan's
never rock them right, man. They always rocking the mids, or they
dog.
get the lows, and they just whack, wiggity whack, colorways whack, bro.
Listen, the bread 11 loaves is coming
All
out.
J's are not made alike. They're
I
not
will.
equal. Stop thinking just because they got Jordan's picture on. You can't be wearing the 3 rings, the 6 rings. You can't be. Stop it. And let me tell you
Listen,
another thing. You're not supposed to wear Jordan sweatsuits. That's a no-no. You better with the Nike Tech than the Jordan sweats. You can't have them Jordan sweats. Stop wearing that stuff, man. The only person we wearing those is Jordan.
listen, if you pull up with a full Jordan sweatsuit on, man, even the Nike Tech,
with Jordans on,
even the Nike Tech joint too. Nike Tech
it's a little it's
taken over by
overkill.
YNs. YNs have taken over Nike Tech suits.
Yes, they have.
So listen,
It's almost like you can't even wear that anymore.
Listen, we're gonna wear the jeans and the Nike Tech hoodie. You gotta switch it up. You can switch it up, man.
Yeah, I agree. Mix it up.
Switch
Yeah,
it up.
I'm too grown to be where. I honestly, I was thinking about this the other day, Jay. I'm like, yo, because I was in the mall. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of people with Louis. Have you noticed that? When I was coming up, Louis was very exclusive. I'm just like, how is Louis so accessible? Is it real? But let's just assume that it's real. Anytime I start seeing a preponderance of people wearing a brand, I stop. I'm done. I can't be like everybody else. And I thought about it. I was like, that's somebody's name because I was listening to this podcast. Well, I'm gonna start wearing my own name, man. I'm gonna start wearing my own stuff. Bro.
Man, listen,
I don't do it with the shoes. That's going a little too far, but
I am a Gen Xer, and certain brands I love, because it's kind of hip hop culture. See, I keep saying this. There's a way to age and still be fly, right? There's a way to age and still be fly in stuff that's for your age. Just like
yes.
I have a closet full of Supreme hats. I love Supreme, full of Supreme hats, right? It's because that's kind of my era, bro. Supreme hats. Now you won't see me in no Chrome Heart or no what's another one that
Raw.
Yeah, you like Supreme
G-Star.
G-Star, yeah. Supreme is Gen Xer,
and those skinny jeans.
Yeah, man, it's my era.
With the bell bottoms at the bottom.
Same thing with Bape. Same thing with Stussy. That's my era. There's a way to age, be hip hop, and still fly. That's my style. Hip hop.
Yeah, but you've been on the border. I've been watching you lately. There's some stuff. That sometimes I'm saying to myself, Jay, you're pushing it. 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 Anyway, listen, we gotta get into this today, man. I love talking old school, new school. Well, today, y'all, we're gonna get into what honestly it's a serious topic. It's a hot topic, and honestly, I want to say in advance, I know Jason has a background in mental health. He is raising 2 children. I have a background in mental health, but I don't consider myself, and I don't know if Jason, I don't consider myself to be an expert. I will say that I have raised 2 children, both of them that are adults, but I just want to say right now, I ain't trying to talk down about nobody as a parent because parenting is hard. And every generation is trying to do better than the previous generation, right? So I want to say that on the front end as a disclaimer because I want to come graciously. I'm not trying to beat up on anybody. I'm not trying to, we're just trying to have a conversation to get an understanding. So anyway, I'm reading a book right now, Jason. The name of the book is called The Anxious Generation. The Anxious Generation. The book is last name by Jonathan Haidt. It's a very, 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 very good book. I can't hardly stop reading the book. But basically, his central argument is that around 2010, the shift from smartphone-based childhoods, from outside play-based childhoods, marked a sharp rise in mental health issues among kids, especially girls, he said. And here's some of the core stats. Mental health trends, post-phone era. Teen depression in the United States went up 145% for girls, 161% for boys.
I can see
ER visits for self-harm, girls went up
Yes.
188%.
Yeah.
Suicide rate among teen girls
Right.
went up 70% from 2010 to 2020. All these stats. Time
Yeah.
spent on phones.
Oh my
The average hours now are 5 to 9 hours a day on screens. Much of
Yeah.
it unstructured. Social media, YouTube, TikTok. Play declined. Play declined. Free, unstructured outdoor play dropped by 50% since the
Mm,
90s. Social
yeah.
anxiety diagnosis doubled
Yeah.
amongst teens post 2010, with increases especially among girls. And his conclusion in the book, and it's a very good book, I'm not finished yet, but he said kids become more anxious when real life social experiences were replaced with virtual validation. And when
Yes.
parental overprotection and
Yes.
screen exposure robbed
Yes.
them of independence and emotional development. Now, I was just trying to set it up. Now, what is gentle parenting? I know that these are two different arguments, but gentle parenting and the conflation of the use of screen time,
Yeah.
we're going somewhere today. So I just want to define gentle parenting because I have been critical of gentle parenting, but I said I need to research it because I know there's some people in the gentle parenting world who took offense to things that I have said that other people have said. So
Mm,
just for fairness, this is what the definition of gentle parenting is. Gentle
mm,
parenting is an approach centered on empathy,
mm.
respect,
Right.
understanding, and boundaries, but without the use of punitive discipline, i.e., spanking, timeouts, yelling, any of the
Right.
stuff that we grew up with. Their core principles are they emphasize connection over correction. They
Mm,
view misbehavior as communication issue, not rebellion. They
mhm,
use collaborative problem solving with kids rather
mm,
than punishment. They prioritize emotional validation and
mhm,
self regulation models. Some other terms for this: peaceful parenting, conscious parenting, attachment parenting, positive parenting. However,
mm,
according to the statistics, since the rise of uh, devices, smartphones, and these new parenting models,
mhm,
children have become more emotionally unstable,
mm,
less resilient, and the term they use is more psychologically fragile. So
mm.
we are talking about modern parenting styles versus the old school, right? And we got to get into this today. Jay,
Yeah.
talk to me, man. What is your thought about? I know you got kids. I know your kids have devices, but I tell you, man, it scares me. My kids came on the latter end. They are Gen Z, so my
Mm,
kids didn't even get devices until they was like 13 and 14 years old. So they
mhm.
did play a lot outside. But your kids, they're a different generation. Tell me, man, what is your thought process about this, and how are you moving? And I know it's got to be a struggle because it's been a struggle with us with kids, and
Mm.
how much phone, and then are we going to spank them, or where are you?
So first of all, if you are doing gentle parenting, I just want to take a little U-turn and say shout out to you because gentle parenting takes a lot of patience. So shout out to you. Gentle parenting,
Yo, that's shade.
take, gentle parenting takes a lot of patience. A lot
Bro.
of patience that I don't really have. Right. So before we came on the podcast, Myron said, "Hey Jay, you a crash out." He's like, "You a crash out." And I was just like, "Yeah, you probably right." Shout out to you if you do general parenting. Shout out to you if your kids are running around, throwing stuff, writing on the walls, and you can say, "Hey, John, stop it. Let's talk about it.
Mm, mm,
What is
mm,
your
mm,
emotions? What are you feeling? Why are you
mm.
writing on the walls? Why are you running around? Let's talk about it. Let's express your emotions." Shout out to you.
Yo, man,
Let's
all of y'all parents out there that let your kids smack you in the face and you don't do
shout out,
nothing about it,
shout
congrats, you
out,
are amazing.
shout out to you.
All them kids that cuss at
Listen,
you and
listen,
you show empathy,
listen.
congratulations.
We're plus. Listen, Myron and myself, we're not trying to, make fun of that. I'm genuinely serious. Like it takes a lot of patience to practice on a consistent basis gentle parenting, because what you're doing is you're stopping, you're checking in with yourself, you're checking in with your kids, and then you're addressing situations from an emotional, mature space. So that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of time.
They're trying to do better than their parents
Yes, yes,
did with the
yes,
punitive stuff. But
yes.
man, it
Shout out to you.
sounds
Shout out to you.
sound
Now,
yeah.
how I'm raising my children, and I'm a real one, right? So I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it 100% real, right? And I know a lot of parents are going to feel me when I talk about this stuff, right? When we grew up, we didn't have any tablets. We didn't have any, like, our smartphones were very limited. We had Nokias. We had, we just had the basic stuff, right?
Man, you ain't had no phone when you was growing up.
I did. I had a chirp, man. I had next toe chirp. Shout out to everybody who had next toe
How
chirp.
old was you when you got that though?
Oh man, I was old. I was old. But anyway, I was in my
And
teens.
you was in almost you was about to graduate from high school.
Yeah, I was in college. So whatever. But anyway, let's not lie here, man. Am I for screen time? Am I for tablet use? Am I for phone use? I would say 50-50. 50-50. My children are, I don't want to use a term, amen, my children are smart. All parents say that, but I will say my children were more advanced in language and stuff like that because we use the good side of smartphones and tablets and stuff like that. There's a lot of educational stuff on smartphones and tablets that my children use. Just like my son Jackson, he actually knows a little bit of Spanish right now because what he watches, he watches Spanish cartoons, Spanish stuff on the smartphone. He picks it up, he loves it, right? So there is very good aspects to smartphone and screen time. Okay, so I don't want to come out here and deem all screen time because if you do, you're capping. And also, I found out that this is going to sound horrible. It's going to sound horrible, but I'm going to just keep it real. At times where children are anxious, screaming, yelling, running around, be mad at me, call me bad, whatever. Sometimes I use it as a calming device. Sometimes my son is acting out. I put on his favorite show. He calms down. He's able to self-regulate and kind of, not be so much of a crash out, right? A crash out, right? So I'm not going to say that I don't use screen time, right? Because that would just be a flat out lie. And if you say that you don't use screen time as a parent, you're lying to yourself. Every parent uses some form of screen time, either to entertain their kids while they're busy handling work or cleaning the house or doing house chores or whatever. It is a I don't want to say good, but it is a way to actually keep your kids entertained or
Yeah, man, we
be
going too
real.
far with it, bro. It's too much.
Let's
These
just be
kids,
real.
I'm
Keep
seeing
it
kids
quiet.
walk around with tablets like they're briefcases.
Man, listen, man. Sometimes
It's
that tablet is necessary, brother.
bro,
Sometimes
it
that
wasn't
tablet is
necessary for you. It wasn't, yo.
necessary.
What I believe,
I guarantee the
we
brother.
don't want kids to be bored. We don't want to be involved. So we
Listen,
just leave them to these devices. It's scary to me, bro.
that's not true. That's not true.
Well,
Sometimes,
well, I'm saying when we sitting in the car, what was you doing when we was traveling? Bro, we was looking out the window. We was playing,
man,
making up games.
listen,
We've taken away creativity from these kids, man.
right? I can't say that, man.
I'm reading this book, bro, and it's saying that. Let
I
me tell you what
can't
this means.
agree with you sometimes, man, because sometimes the tablet. Okay, how about the kids that start YouTube channels, start different things online
No, I'm saying it should be in moder. It should. I think there should be moderation. But what I'm saying, so basically, what he says in the book is that the brain is developing between the ages of 0 and like it's really rapidly. I think it's between like the age of 0 and like 16. He was like his argument was during that time. He was like knowing what he knows now. He was like there should be super controlled screen time on their brains because of what it's doing to their brains, man.
Right.
And it's creating the anxiousness and the fragility that he's talking about. Now, I'm listen, bro. We wasn't perfect. I'm not looking down because we wasn't perfect with this either with our kids. Our kids came up, they started having they was watching a lot of TV or they was playing video games.
Right.
Screen time is not a new thing. It's like, however, it's something with this, it's something with the phones and the use of the phones that they're now saying is doing something to the brain structure of kids. And this is what he said. He says he's an overprotection in the real world. That's the mindset. The mindset is our kids are safe because they're not outside, they're not in the world. But he said your kids are safer in the hoods than they are in the underprotection in the virtual world. He said the virtual world is the most dangerous world on the planet right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. See, but that's why you have to have things to regulate that screen time. Like we have timers on it. In our house, no screen time before bed. There's a time and place that you exercise the screen time, but you just cannot leave your children up to their own devices. I mean, they'll go online and find anything. So
Why? Oh, you mean on the device?
yeah,
Well, let's go old school. What was you doing when you was your kid's age?
Listen, I was outside, man. I was outside, bro.
Why are we not outside? Why are we not playing? Why are we afraid for our kids to be bored?
Okay,
Boredom is great for the brain.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Today's times is completely different than when we was growing up. Completely different. Even you.
And it's creating a generation that can't handle life.
Question. If I just pulled up to your house right now out the blue, just pulled up. See, we different. If one of your friends just pulled up to your house out the blue, just out the blue, just out the blue. You didn't know he was coming. He didn't call or nothing. Door knock. He at your front door.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you do, bro?
If it's one of my people?
Not one of your people, but just like a friend, just a casual friend, bro. Basically, what I'm
I would be surprised. But then it must be a reason if he just showed up like that.
What if I just want to come over and say hi? What if I just want to come over and see the kids?
Man, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. We may need to reschedule.
Back in the 90s, we used to pull up on people's house all the time, man. You walk in, you get the hug, man. They got the cake on the dining room table, you know what I'm saying? A cup of Sanka, you know what I'm saying? You just can't even run up on your friend's house no more, man. It's a different time, man.
Bro, you are very talented, creative. People don't know that, bro. Dude, I mean, the DJ work that you do, the artistic stuff you do with music. People don't know this. Jay is a bona fide hip hop artist. The dude plays the drums, bro. Your dad is a musician.
Yeah.
He was in church a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying our childhood was perfect, but I'm saying what we're going to. Especially with AI, nothing is real. And I'm saying the information that I'm reading makes me afraid because I'm seeing these kids. Yesterday, I was someplace, and all these kids are doing all day long. They are not really with their parents. They're glued to these screens, bro. That can't be good.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't be good. Did you see that video by Aaron McKee? You remember Aaron McKee? I'm trying to find that joint. Aaron McKee, he used to play for the Sixers when Allen Iverson was there. Anyway, he was giving a speech some years ago, and he said this. He said, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Basically, the point I'm seeing with the parenting and the tablets and stuff is that we are in the gentle parent and the no correction and everything. Like I just think I think we going too far.
Yeah,
we're going too far, bro. We going and I was talking to a teacher. I posted on my Facebook. I asked it on my Facebook page. I was like, yo, talk to me about this gentle parenting because I know I've been critical about it, but I know some of y'all believe in it. Like, tell me, what you're saying. So it was a school teacher. This bro. Shout out to this brother right here. He's a school teacher. And he said, what did he say? I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, I'm a teacher. He said, these kids are soft, bro. They have no...
For sure. They're soft.
I'm just saying, it's like we're trying so hard not to be our parents. Like maybe our parents did. Because my parents gave me way more than their parents gave them. Yeah. But my parents didn't play either. So there was rules. There was like, you just knew there's certain things you can't do. You can't talk to somebody in any kind of way. And I never questioned whether my parents loved me when they would go upside my head. Now I know a lot of people don't believe in corporal punishment or whatever, but they say that almost if you spank or if you do those type of even timeout, they're saying all that punitive stuff makes your kids like the very thing that all this not doing it is making them soft. No resilience. How are they going to handle this world that we are living in when they are on devices? These kids can't even build relationships with girls anymore. Dudes on their devices, they're getting caught up. Did you see? Hey, did you see that? What's that joint that was on Netflix? It was about the Manosphere with the little boy who killed the girl. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, it's a good movie. Everybody was talking about it. I can't remember that. Oh, it's called Adolescence. The name of it is called Adolescence. But anyway, they do a deep dive into how social media is predatory and it's getting these boys to think certain ways about girls, and they starting to hate girls, and they don't have social skills, and what is happening here, man?
Yeah, no,
Dudes don't got game no more. They can't.
I will say this: social media. I think, I'm gonna go far on the spectrum. I think that no child should have social media until they're at least like 18, 19 years old. I think it does something to self-esteem because you scroll and you compare yourself to these influencers and all these people that got these fake lives. I think that social media needs to be held off until children really know who they are. They have their self-identity. They love themselves. I think staying off that Instagram, staying off all those things, I think that is a builder to a child's own self-esteem, man. I like,
That's what the statistics saying. These girls, especially the girls are comparing themselves to other
yeah,
girls. I mean, they were
and even
talking
us,
about how
even, like so even
your
grown adults,
self-esteem.
yeah, even grown adults, man. What's the dude? Ashton Hall. What's the dude with the with the face ice bath in the Saratoga water dude or whatever? He had me thinking, should I be getting up at 4:30 in the morning? Like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not
Right. Yeah.
what am I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying? So, social media, man, like, it's not good for young kids, YouTube channels and all that stuff, man. Like, my daughter, she watches a couple young kid influencers, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all can hate me for this, but I keep it real. I'd be like, you need to watch more black young kid influencers. Like, all these YouTubers and stuff, they be mainly of another cultural background. And I'd be like, man, you need to watch some black influencers because I don't want my child, thinking that life is better, or per se white is better, or they have a better life than everybody else. I want my child to identify with their own culture. So I really do push that in my household.
Bro, I'm looking back on my parents because listen, it's hard to be critical of a parent when you're a parent because you know how hard it is.
Yeah, it's
It is
hard.
not easy being a parent.
It's
But
hard as
one
hell.
of the things that he says about his criticism of gentle parenting, he says gentle parenting puts parents in a position where they get burnt out because they trying so hard to be perfect. They're trying so hard to create these perfect children and these
Sure.
perfect environments. And
For
I
sure.
mean, and listen, inevitably, I don't care who you raising. These kids, they gonna try you.
For
They're
sure.
going to try you. They're going to try. There's nothing about I got good kids. These kids was born in sin, shaping in iniquity. They're going to try you, bro. I was somewhere and I saw this kid smack their mama in the face. My man, how is having a conversation with them about what they want? How does that help without anything punitive? How do you teach them that in life there are boundaries? If you do A, B, and C, there will be punishment. If you cheat on a test, there you will get kicked out of school. It's like we're not building these kids for resilience. We're building a world where these kids think that everything caters to them. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Kids got to know that there's consequences, man. That's why I start off by saying shout out to you, man. If you are a parent that exercises parenting on a consistent,
That just sounds like shade to me, bro.
no, serious. It takes a lot of patience, man. Like my kid is not going to smack me in the face, and we're gonna have a conversation about it. Now, am I going to haul off and smack my son back in the face? No, I'm not going to do that. That's
hold on.
That's crazy.
If your son smacks you in the face, what are you going? I want to honestly know. What are you going to do?
I am going to take him by the arm and say, "Hey, man, what's up with
How?
you?"
How are you going to take him by the arm? How?
Listen,
I know you. I
Listen,
know you. I know you. You
if
kill
anybody
it, man.
strikes you in the face, man,
I can't stand when you do this political stuff.
I'm gonna grab him. Okay, I'm gonna yoke him up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take him by the. I'm gonna yoke him up, and we're gonna have a conversation. And then I'm gonna go. He's gonna get a little spanking because he needs to
Oh,
understand.
okay. Oh, all right.
Hitting
Yeah.
somebody, you don't hit nobody. You don't hit nobody. Hitting somebody has repercussions. Even for my ladies out there, don't be smacking on no man and be expecting nothing to happen. Okay, should a man hit you back? Definitely not. Definitely
Absolutely.
not. Absolutely not. A man should never hit
Yeah,
a
but
woman.
you shouldn't put your hands on him either.
But you shouldn't be putting your hands on no man neither. And when you do that, you open yourself up to whatever can happen. So to close that door, don't hit that man, walk away, and have a more adult approach to the conflict. Nobody should be hitting nobody. So, but your
What
kids,
about the old school though? Do you feel that we need to throw away? That's what I want to know. What about the? Because I'm just gonna tell you right now.
thinking,
I've had less happen, and I whoop my kids behinds. I pull their pants down, and I spank that hiney. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying. I'm just telling you. My kids told us to this day. I love seeing my kids. My kids, they were somewhere and they were watching some very permissive parents, or I don't know, we were somewhere, I can't remember. And they looked at us, and this just brought joy to my heart. Camden and Taylor looked at us like, I can't believe these parents letting them get away with that. They was like, yo, that's some foolishness. They was like, you would have whooped our behinds. And then they said, thank you. Thank you for not letting us mouth off. And bro, man, that brought, because you don't always know you're doing the right thing. And yes, you make mistakes while you're parenting, right? Like Camden, I didn't really have to spank him because he just you could put the fear of God in him. Taylor, on the other hand, we had to get in that hiney. But we didn't do it a lot. But there were times, bro, this you will not do this, and these will be the consequences. Thus saith the Lord.
yeah. Kids need to know about consequences, man. Just like my son, man. My son, he's a very hyperactive kid, man. And he's just hyper, man. He just loves life. He runs more than he walks, right? But there was a time that he did something, I forgot what it was. And I gave him a good spanking. I gave him a good one. I gave him a controlled good spanking. And ever since then, man, ever since like 2 years ago, ever since then, he knows when mommy says, "Don't let me go get daddy," what's going to happen. He brings it down a mil. It's like the balloon deflates immediately. He brings it down a 1,000,000% because he knows. He knows about the repercussions of acting out. So shout out to you, man. If you can have your kids act out and you just say, "Hey, let's talk about it."
Yo, dude, man, the way you throw shade on that.
For real, no, I'm serious though. Shout out to
But
you.
to answer the question though, I wish my parents, honestly, when I look back, the only thing I wish my parents would have done was just been more transparent about their life's experience, about their child. Other than that, honestly, it's not much more I can ask. I can't ask for much more. I just wish yes, my parents were not perfect, but the only thing I wish, but listen, they was way more transparent than their parents was, way more. And we need to give, I know many of us and I'm not saying, I'm not condoning abuse and things of that nature. But what I'm saying, the old school helped us. They helped us, man. We got this modern generation where all we doing, because we got mental health knowledge and science, we just be dogging the previous generation. But the previous generation had to endure some tough times.
Yeah,
now, I'm saying they went through some tough times. They grew up in Jim Crow. Some of our parents was former slaves. Yeah. They grew up in tough times. They came up in these cities. They wasn't educated like you were. They didn't have the money and the access and the college, and they hustled. And there were men that gave up their dreams so that their kids can fulfill their dreams. And we got parents now, man, that's selfish. To me, they selfish, bro. And one thing you can't, let me ask you this. The old school, we speaking in generalizations, but they was not selfish.
No.
They cared. They would sacrifice everything so that we could have, man. And no, they didn't talk. No, they wasn't in tune with their feelings. No, yes, they did. They did all type of stuff. They whipped out behinds. But
And
good God Almighty, give them credit.
Some of these lame dudes out there, I'm talking to you. Some of you lame dudes out there, you value what you got going on more in your life than being in your child's life. You know, you want to step away and blame your child's mother, but you got to step in there, man. Oh man, I don't want to deal with my baby mama, so I can't go see my kids this weekend. That's selfish, bro. That's selfish, bro. That's selfish.
And dudes think parenting means motherhood. There's a lot of brothers. You around, you the sugar daddy, you know what I'm saying? You the candy daddy, you the weekend daddy, or you the present daddy that's physically there, but you basically outsource all the parenting
to the mom.
I was guilty of that. I was guilty of Sinead was the one, and that's why I started losing my relationship with my son, because honestly, I ain't have no cachet. I didn't have no capital because I would only show up when it was time to whoop that hiney. So
yeah, man. Yeah, that's true, man. You got to be active in your kid's life, man. That's the way that you gain respect, so you don't have to do so much spanking, man. Your kids got to know who you are and respect you, But some of these dudes out here, man, they got everything else in the world going on and don't want to take time out for their kids. Even if you not, even if you not with your baby mama or your child's mom, however y'all want to word it, even if you're not with the present mother of your children, you still need to be active in your children's life. That's not an excuse not to be active in your children's life. I know dudes that are begging and would love to be more active in their children's life, but
they can't because of situations and circumstances. Yeah.
If you can, you need to be more active in your children's life as much as you humanly possibly can, and put your selfishness and your kick in and your weekends or whatever on the back burner to be there for your children, because your children needs to know that you're present. That's how you want to get
I want to add to what Jason is saying. I know we got to summarize because we got to go in a few minutes, but I'll say this. I agree with my man in the book. He's like, yo, he was like, we these generations that we're raising now, they soft. He says, and we got to stop thinking that the world is more dangerous than these devices. The devices are the most dangerous. The virtual world is the most dangerous world on the planet compared to what's going on in the real world. I'm going to tell you this now. A kid who's growing up in Palestine in the middle of war with their life threatened will come out more resilient. Yes, they will have trauma. Yes, they will have PSD. But like their likelihood of being successful, generative, and productive is more guaranteed for them than for a kid who sits down and looks at a screen all day, comparing themselves to other people on social media, so forth and so on. Like we got to rethink what we're doing, trying to protect these kids and make them safe and get back in the trenches and start playing with the kids. And I think that's the thing. It's like we give them the devices because we're not playing with them. Like they're playing by themselves or whatever. They're not on the, bro. You know what was the most amazing joints back in the day? It wasn't even the seesaw. It was what's the big round joint? The merry-go-round, boy.
The merry-go-round used to
when the last time you seen a merry-go-round being used? Bro, that thing, it was teamwork that was involved. Bro, I mean, there's danger. You know what I'm saying? You even get dizzy in that joint. There was risk. It taught you something, man. There's no risk. We remove all danger from these kids. Nothing. They walk around with helmets on, man. We covering up all the doors. They got doors things. So just tell them no. Don't touch it. Because I said so.
Hey, the merry-go-round used to smack, bruh. You want to know what I got trauma with, man? I got trauma with the monkey bars, man. Because I could never really master the monkey bars, man. Because I was a little hefty kid. So I used to get on there and just automatically fall out. Like, kids see me swinging back and forth. I can't, dang, I can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man. I used to get clowned. Man, my monkey bar skills was on zero, bro.
Think about that. All of those outdoor play things we had.
Yeah, man.
Bro, you had to muster up some courage. You had to psych yourself up. They'd be like, come on, man, get on this merry-go-round. And somebody had to push you out. All right, I'll get on.
Riding your back down the hill, bro.
Teaching us, they were shaping our brains. And I think that's the point of what he's saying is we got to be careful because there's brain development happening. It really happens all the way up until you're 25. That's why you can't run a car until after 25 years old. But you got this brain development. But he said, especially in those formative years, all the way up until 13 and 14, they were like, yo, you really need to manage the screen time, and you need to start creating frustration for your kids.
Ooh.
You have to create frustration. That's how you teach. That's how you teach them about life. That's how you teach them to self-regulate. That's how you teach them how to handle their emotions. And when I grew up, the frustration I had was clean your room. Get up. You can't do this till you had chores.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Don't talk back. Turn off them lights in the room. To this day, I be turning lights there was even in the summer, my dad would wake us up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. There was stuff we had to do, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to know what else, though? You really don't understand your parents until you become a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the things,
Lord. Yes, brother.
The things that my mom and dad used to say, I thought was so crazy, but I find myself saying it now as a parent. Like, turn off your lights, turn off the light bill. I'm like, whoa, what am I becoming? You running up my light bill, turn the lights off. You don't understand that stuff until you have kids, man. And the whole outside culture, these young kids say, man, we outside, but you ain't outside, okay? Young kids don't know what being outside really is, okay? Y'all outside doing a little kicking stuff, but y'all ain't really had no real fun outside. We have fun outside, okay? We have
fun. Bro, that's all I wanted to do. Mom, can we go outside and play? Nowadays, it's Mom, can I have my phone? Can I have my tablet? Can I have my device?
Drinking bottled water. My kids know.
That's right. You drink out of the hose. Talk to me, Jay.
Listen.
Talk to me.
Listen, my kids, man, is so bougie right now. They won't even drink out the faucet. They won't even drink tap water, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. They won't even drink tap water.
They won't even drink sink water. Ask my kids to go get a glass of water from the sink. They're going to look at you crazy, bro. They're going to be like, what?
Where that alkaline water at?
They're going to be like, drink what? You know what I'm saying? If it don't come out the Brita, or if it ain't a alkaline bottled water, they ain't drinking it, bro. I'm like, man, y'all kids are soft.
Yo, for real, we need to do a part 2 on this, man, because I really want to go. I want to go deeper on this thing because I know we got some brothers. I'm thinking about bringing Katina Mobley on here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring, because he got this whole thing about parenting. I know he was dealing with custody issues, and I know he's got real passion about structure with kids and stuff like that. But this is heavy stuff, man. And a lot of us still in the trenches. And I'm raising older kids now, so I'm in a different space.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you're in a whole different atmosphere than me, man. I'm in the trenches. My son is 3, my daughter's 8.
You need to go outside and play today. That's what you need to do. Take your black behind outside and take them to the doggone merry-go-round. Have your kids ever been on a merry-go-round?
Listen, one thing I can say about the Walker family, man, we believe in playgrounds, and playgrounds now in 2025 has elevated, right? So we go to the playgrounds around our city, man. There's a couple really, really, really good ones, right? So playground.
You didn't answer my question. I said, have they been on a merry-go-round?
No, they haven't been. No, I don't even think
I'm charging you. That will change their lives. Put them on that merry-go-round before this week is out, man.
I don't even think there's no old school merry-go-rounds out no more. They changed it with these new upscale playground things.
They're too safe. They're too safe. Anyway,
go it.
All right, y'all. We out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. For more information, please visit our website, menswinningscircle.com. That is, menswinningscircle.com. Let's win in the things that matter.